With that, we bring in Fox News senior strategic analyst General Jack Keane, former vice chief of staff of the Army and now chairman of the Institute for the Study of War. Jack, always good to have you with us. I want to ask you first what's going on militarily right now. We see that Israel is pounding Gaza at this point. The ground invasion has not begun. They have cut off some of the water and food supply. And some of this, it looks like an effort to encourage them to let these hostages go, to put pressure on them to release these hostages. Do you think they're going to succeed in that, General?
I really don't know. I mean, they made that statement to Hamas that they turn the electricity back on and release, all the restrictions that they've imposed as soon as they release those hostages. And we'll see what develops here. I mean, certainly when it comes to the hostages themselves, I'm confident their special operation forces and ours are looking at, how can we get them out of there, first of all. And secondly, diplomatic efforts as well. And I understand there are some diplomatic discussions that are taking place. Certainly Hamas would want some kind of concessions for those releases. So those efforts are all ongoing. But, when it comes to the hostages, I'm a little concerned that the administration hasn't been really unequivocal about what our concern is there. I'll give them credit if they're privately talking to the Iranians and telling them, as a matter of fact, if you kill one of our hostages, and I link Iran and Hamas at the hip, if you're behind killing one of our hostages, you will pay a price for it. Make no mistake about that. We will come and hurt you if you hurt one of our hostages. They need to understand that. This is deterrence, not what we do after the fact. We tell them what we intend to do without this specific target in mind, in my judgment. I don't know if we've made that clear, because the administration has multiple times to connect Iran and what is happening, this horrific thing that Hamas has imposed on the Israelis, and they refuse to connect it when it's so obvious to everybody looking at this that they indeed are connected.
Because Kirby was asked about that just a little while ago, and he had another opportunity to draw that distinction. Here's what he said. Watch.
No, I don't have any updates for you. We're still looking into this, but again, no direct evidence that Iran was a participant in these attacks in any way.
What do you make of that?
To me, whether you have a piece of paper or an eavesdrop on a conversation where Iran was green-lighting it, I don't think that's all a big a deal. I mean, the fact is, this is their organization, and they admitted it. Jake Sullivan said there's broad complicity here that Iran has financed, trained, and generally supported this organization on the dark side for years. And then he puts a but. We have no specific evidence that they're involved in this particular operation. The but shouldn't be there. He should say, and we can assume as a result of 16 years of association with IRGC leaders visiting this organization as a matter of routine throughout those years and helping to train them and support them, that obviously our conclusion is Iran is deeply involved in this operation, and we're going to hold them accountable as a result of it.
How do you think Iran perceives that, General? When Iran listens to that answer from John Kirby, we haven't found any link, any direct link between this operation and Iran. How do you think they perceive that?
Oh, they perceive it the same way they have right from the beginning, Martha. When this administration came into power, within 30 days, they did two things. One is they reduced the Trump maximum sanctions without telling anybody. We know that happened now. And that sent a message to Iran. They wanted Iran to get the message that the United States was serious about going back into the nuclear deal, and we wanted to ease up on the restrictions that President Trump had imposed on them. Secondly, they said we want to get back into negotiations. They looked at that as appeasement and weakness. And I think it's all tied together in terms of what is actually unfolding here. And I also believe that what took place in Ukraine by Putin is a perception of U.S. weakness in decline. And President Xi, in the third regional area, He's threatening a war in the third area. We've got two wars going in the other vital interests, Europe and the Middle East, but they're all connected. Perception of U.S. weakness and decline is giving our adversaries more aggressive behavior, and it seems pretty obvious to me. Now, why is the administration foot dancing so much over this issue of not wanting to connect Iran to this specific operation when they're obviously connected to the whole organization for 16 years? It's because then they're going to be held accountable to do something about it. They don't want to take action, in my judgment, is why they're playing footsie with this issue.
Okay. General Jack Keane, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.